There we go. What is up, Deadly Saints Nation? I'm sure nobody's going to watch it until post-production, but hey, that's what we're all about on here. We're about the post-production because we are OTRS Centraling it. That's right. Shout out to that guy. He probably doesn't know who I am, so Schleck Daddy doesn't. If Schleck Daddy doesn't know who I am, that's fair enough. But I am Firestar Heart, of course, with our analyst, Mr. AJ Bright, Andrew Bright, Corbin Hyde. You can call him whatever you want. Bottom line is we have wrestling names, and well, yes, sometimes we stick to them because we like to follow the kayfabe sometimes. Other times we don't, and that's okay as well, because sometimes breaking kayfabe is what draws in ratings. Well, not to say NXT does that, but they draw in ratings. But before we get to that,
whatever you do, don't work yourself into a shoot.
Well, before we get to that, of course, you guys are new to the channel, you can follow us on twitch.tv/FirestarHeart. You can subscribe to us here on YouTube, Firestar Heart. Of course, all of these links are down below, so you can check them out. And like to help, donate $1 to the Patreon, as it helps us tremendously, depending on, well, how many we actually get. And it helps us continue to produce this content for you guys. Of course, if you want to go the other route and get you some official Firestar Heart merchandise, well, links are in the description for those as well. Teespring.com/Firestar Heart Omega Saint Blue is just one of your options. Just recently, Corbin has seen this, and he personally loves it. I get him one. The Ryu Hadoken Club t-shirt. Now on teespring.com/Ryu Hadoken Club. Link for that is also in the description below. So if you want to support us through any means possible, you can do any of that. Get you a t-shirt. Pay you $1. Either way, you're golden, and you get into the Deadly Saints Club within the Deadly Saints Nation. And I got me a bottle of water for this review because we're probably going to be talking our double snakes off. YouTube probably doesn't like cussing anymore, so we'll try to be friendly, but we can't make any promises of not cussing at least once.
I will try to limit myself for the sake of ad revenue.
Yeah, I dare not say how I'm still getting ad revenue, but if you guys could get us to 1,000 subscribers at the very least, that would be tremendous. Because this is probably going to be about the most constant thing we do on the channel right now. So I guess that puts gameplay somewhat on the back burner, at least for posting it up on YouTube. But hey, I'm sure we'll get it up when we get it up. That's just how we do. We get it up when we get it up.
Speaking of, Phil, meant to ask before we went live, are we going to be live tomorrow night for the biggest independent wrestling show in the past 20 years?
We're going to get to that right after these reviews. So you guys will have to stick around for that. But we will talk about it. We will do a prediction. Andrew, you will get the card ready. Once we get there, we will talk about it. And then later on, we will review it.
Absolutely.
Because I am damn sure not going to miss my boy Kenny Omega. Kenny, you may not even know I exist, but I freaking love you, dude.
All I got to say to you about that is, Cero Miedo.
Okay, all I got for you is that little gun point right there and a little bang. All right, let's get. But we can run down that. I admit though, before we get into this, Cody and the Young Bucks have really outdone themselves with this time. Major mega props to them. I'm freaking loving it, man. Dark Angel is on her way back in here, so she'll be joining in.
If anything, all this proves is that there is a viable alternative to the E.
This is true. There is a viable alternative to WWE, But if you ask me about what in WWE, the programming that needs to have the most hours is NXT because, to be honest, Triple H knows what he's doing. And if you're also asking me about superstars, Seth Rollins, even Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, get those guys that are on Raw and SmackDown now, send them to NXT. And by the way, this may or may not be sponsored by vaping.
It may or may not be sponsored by Marlboro Menthol Smooths.
Damn! Because vape life is tremendous, and sometimes you just gotta add a Marlboro to it for smoothness.
We will.
Okay, that was a little bit too hard.
Speaking of NXT, that's what we're going to be talking about today. The past 2 weeks of NXT, which was essentially the post-takeover Brooklyn Force show and the start of the build to takeover War Games.
Yes, and I, for one, am super happy that War Games is coming back. I swear we need this match mode in 2K19. I kind of doubt it's going to be there, but it would be insanely awesome to have that mode on there. And by the way, if anybody has any complaint about the lights, we'll work on that for future episodes. But hey, I call it Showtime lights. I got the black light and the amber light. Baby, it makes me look sexy. But we're not here to talk about how sexy or not sexy 5-star looks. We're here to talk about NXT and the first match on that. Oh, the first match we will talk about on that post Brooklyn takeover / SummerSlam weekend show was Bianca Belair versus Deonna Purrazzo. Now I thought it was a pretty good match. NXT rarely to none throws on a bad match.
Sorry to interrupt. It's like you say NXT rarely, if ever, puts on a bad match. I was talking to my dad the other day. We discussed takeovers. It's like you can go back and look at any takeover you want, and you will see a phenomenal show. You can go back and watch any episode of NXT you want, and there's guaranteed to be 1 to 2 matches that stick out to you as a potential match of the year candidate.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, well. She's not supposed to do it. She probably should. This video is not sponsored by Elite, by the way. Well, you are right on that, by the way, Hyde. We'll call you Hyde. There we go. We got our own Hyde. Yeah. Ooh. No relation to Stephen Hyde.
Or Dr. Jekyll and Mr.
Yeah, no relation.
Yeah. Why is hanging?
Hair's in Dark Angel's mouth, just like Bianca Belair has a hellacious hair whip attack. But no matter. But you're right. NXT rarely never puts on a bad show. They put on NXT always throws on phenomenal shows. Like you said. And if any match in NXT is particularly bad, then chances are they're probably either squashes or just duds in general. But they're still fun to watch. Now this wasn't so much of a squash of any kind, and it was your average run of the mill match. But just your average run of the mill match in NXT runs at lowest a C, and this one got a B from me. Some nice offense on both ends. I felt Bianca kind of sort of dominated for most of the match, but they both looked pretty good in it. And that finisher that Bianca did to get the win over Deonna, it looked like an inverted Death Valley driver, and I must say that looked pretty effective for
a modified burning hammer.
A modified burning hammer. Now, see, I was going to call it an inverted burning hammer as well. Because it basically is. It's like in a burning hammer, if you guys do it safe enough, it's basically a reverse Death Valley.
It's an
inverted Death Valley, but
But a burning hammer is probably the more dangerous form of what Belair did, because
It
with a
is.
burning hammer, you're dropped on your neck, whereas Belair dropped her on her face. Now, as far as that match itself, first I want to say I love Bianca Belair's gimmick. Love it. The whole EST thing, you can print money with that.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can.
That's a license to print money, as my family likes to say when it comes to Patrick Clark, the Velveteen Dream. That's a license to print money.
Patrick Clark, man, that guy. Oh my! Every time he's on my TV, I'm mesmerized by the gimmick. Dude, the dude gets it. He really gets it, man. And
Dream.
Patrick Clark is a definite superstar, and it would be a shame if he did not win championship gold during his tenure within any form of WWE.
Dream is one of those guys that he could very well, if he wanted to, take his ball and go somewhere else, and that company would become the company to watch.
It would, and Patrick Clark is just one of the many staples in NXT right now that make it the brand to watch. And the only reason people tune in to watch Raw or SmackDown, besides the fact that SmackDown actually has seen some decent writing throughout the year, not better than NXT, but it's better than Raw. Like I said, the only reason people really tune into that is because of the star power that Raw and SmackDown provide. And even with the star power that they provide, well, they can't really nail it 100% of the time. Now, NXT seems to be on point 90 to 100. If I were to label the on point meter of SmackDown, I would say maybe 70 to 80. Raw, 60 to 70.
I wouldn't even say 60 to 70. I'd say 50 to 60, because half the time.
Maybe that, yeah.
Because let's be real, half of Raw is commercials.
That too. That's, scheduling in a 3-hour Raw. I mean, it could be a pain for anybody, but if Triple H can make 1 hour of NXT look good, and I know for a fact he could definitely make a 2-hour NXT look good, there's no excuse for those people on Raw to step up their game and make a 3-hour passable, at very least, Raw.
Well, let's be real for a minute. Triple H has put on 3-hour NXTs in the form of takeovers that are fucking phenomenal.
Exactly. And if that's not any kind of hint that Triple H just needs to take the reins out, Vince McMahon go on to the XFL, accomplish his little football dream before, Lord forgive me, before he croaks, then I don't know what will. I don't know how many more NXT events we need to throw on, how many more times we need to prove that NXT is vastly superior before we can give Triple H the reins. And he goes, okay, I'm gonna shove my big nose right in that face. I'm gonna write your ass off. Because we here at WWE lay it on the line every single night.
Your Triple H is passable.
Yes. You can ever imagine Triple H just running around in the office? Hey, double P. Double P. Double P. Hey, single R. Single R. Where's quadruple S? I'm the game. He just rips off his suit. I laid it on the line every single night. And he just gets like that look like he's having a stroke.
And like climbs on top of a desk and does the whole thing.
Like that. Triple H, by God, though, I love the man. I really do. I really love the man. The dude's a bona fide genius.
Oh, yeah.
He gets the business. He respects the business. He respects the fans that watch it. And that's what I love about him. And that's why he gives us a show. That's why he wants to give us a show that he knows we're going to love. And, even a show like NXT that showcases highlights, which is what happened after this first match. We had interviews with Velveteen Dream, EC3, pinning at Lars Sullivan, being Aleister Black's attacker. And don't worry, we'll get to Lars Sullivan again when we get to this past week's episode. Shayna saying that she basically beat herself again in that match against Kairi Sane, which is actually pretty true. That's actually a pretty true statement. Kairi Sane did get the win, but it was because Shayna would not let go of that clutch hold so she could kick out. So, shades of Bret Hart and Austin from, I believe, Survivor Series in 1996.
Shades of Asuka and Bailey from a few years ago in NXT.
That too.
Asuka went, or Joe and Balor as well.
Yes. Shades of a lot of we've seen a lot of finishes. Well, not a lot, but quite a few finishers. Over the last couple of decades that actually, resemble that. And Bret and Austin just being one of the first that I can remember to my immediate brain.
Wait, Bret, that was more a Austin wouldn't tap situation.
That too, yes.
The infamous double turn.
Yes. Well, that too. Well, the sharpshooter thing, yes. The first time Bret beat him, though, was Austin actually had Bret in a $1 Million Dream. Bret uses the turnbuckle to flip the momentum over, and he gets the pin on Austin.
Right.
Austin threw on great matches. But our next match, and actually the only other match that happened on this episode, was Pete Dunne successfully defending his United Kingdom Championship. And I gave this match an A+ against Zach Gibson. Dude.
Zach Gibson, who is soon to be recognized as the UK's #1. Sorry, it had to be done.
Those two, man, absolutely brilliant. An absolute brilliant match, man. I loved every minute of it.
Well, I mean, if you get two guys the caliber and have the kind of experience that Dunne, and because you got to realize Dunne's only, I think, 24 or 25.
Yeah, and he's way tiny, and he's like way, way shorter than I am as well. I mean, this dude's what, 4'11" or something, or at least built at that.
He's like 5'3", 5'5" area.
So he's a short futter. He's one short futter. But by God, does he go and get it done in the ring? And Pete Dunne is one of the toughest little built dudes that I've ever seen. And he's no slouch in size. I mean, he's not Vince McMahon level tones of muscle, but he's got some. And the bruiserweight actually was getting his ass whooped a bit in this match. They played a great back and forth match. Zach Gibson looked strong, and Pete Dunne in the end, boy, he he took all that, got psyched up, takes Gibson's finger, just snaps it back, and then hits him with the bitter end. That was incredible. And actually, right now, as it stands currently in my career for 2K18, my current finisher is actually the bitter end, which I believe I called it the bitter end on Saint Street or something like that because it fits my Deadly Saints gimmick. So, love that maneuver from Pete Dunne. And, Pete Dunne in general, dude really caught my eye with the performances he's given. The matches he's had with Tyler Bate, you name it. And Mustache Mountain, they're another good. Good.
I mean, if you want to talk about guys that have put on ridiculous amounts of muscle, look at Tyler Bate.
That dude is tiny and jacked at the same time.
It's like,
and the core strength this dude has is like Cesaro levels of insanity.
Like, I was watching a Progress show the other day, and he had a dude up on his shoulders in like a fireman's carry, and another dude in a giant swing, and was doing an airplane giant swing combo.
Oh my god. Speaking of that, their NXT Takeover match, which I live reacted to, but unfortunately I could not live react to that tag match. Dude, the I have to say it, the fucking strength, man. The fucking strength.
I was gonna say F-bomb needed.
F-bomb incoming, yes. And here's another one. The fucking strength of Tyler Bate. This dude, I mean, good God, man. What? That was such a magnificent lift. Oh my God.
And
That
I've got a
great.
story to tell on Trent Seven.
I mean, if that doesn't set the mood for the rest of the night, then I don't know what I don't know what that.
I've got a story to tell on Trent Seven if we're talking Mustache Mountain.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sure we've all seen Trent Seven chop somebody, and we've all grimaced in pain as he's done it. The reason I say this is Sabu sat back in a shoot interview one time and said Trent Seven and another wrestler by the name of BT Gunn have the hardest chops he has ever taken in his life.
Oh,
and if that's coming from Sabu, you know your chops hurt like hell.
yeah, no doubt. Which, by the way, Sabu has very impressive, very, very, very good, crystal clear English. If you ever listen to a Sabu interview, dude has no slurs, slip ups, or anything. I'm not even sure if he's really what would they label him as, Arabian or something.
Arabian, he is Arabian. His uncle is actually the Sheik, the original Sheik from the '80s. That's not kayfabe. That's truth.
So they are legitimately Arabian, but they have crystal clear American accent.
Yeah. Well, Sabu grew up in America.
Okay, so he's an Arab.
He's Arab American.
Yeah, but there you go. The funny thing about Muhammad Hassan is Mark Capani is actually
Italian.
Yeah, he's actually an Italian dude from like Canada or something like that. But I actually sent him a friend request on Facebook. I'm not sure if he accepted it. But I am in good as far as friends wise. I am in good with Canadian wrestling commentator and YouTube personnel Andre Corbiel. So shout out to him. And one of the YouTubers that actually got me into wanting to do stuff like this was Del X Man. It's actually really good, and I hope he somewhat notices me one day. Well, more than he does now, to where he would become one of the supporters of this channel. That would be amazing. It would be amazing for any of the bigger wrestling tubers that actually probably see,
one of the
game.
One of the major channels that wanted to get me into doing wrestling YouTube, and I'm sure everybody says this, but Cultaholic.
The Cultaholic. Well, not really the people that are there now, but one of the people that were there who was also with Woke Culture along with them beforehand, Adam Blumbier. Bit of a controversial subject, is he not?
He is, but
I kind of think people might be willing to forgive, let go. But if he wants to be retired from YouTube for ever or for the time being, it's totally respectable.
Yeah,
you want to make.
I don't blame.
And if he ever does come back, you want to make sure the dude's fully recovered and fully okay.
Exactly. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, Dunn and Gibson.
Yes.
We talked about Dunn. We have not talked that much about Gibson. Gibson is, for those of you in the UK, you will know this. Those of you who are not have no idea. Gibson is one of the most effective heels I've ever seen in my life.
He is.
If you have ever seen a UK show, the man cannot speak. Here's why. If you hand the guy a microphone, the entire arena will boo.
The entire arena will
boo. Just boo him the effing building.
Oh.
Like, you think Roman Reigns got heat the night he retired The Undertaker?
Supposedly retired The Undertaker, because Undertaker's kept popping up since then.
Well, the night he supposedly retired The Undertaker, it ain't got shit on Zach Gibson.
No. And Roman Reigns was able to get out of sentence. Where I'm sure is Zach Gibson can't really probably hardly get out of sentence.
He can get out sentences, but he's screaming over the booze.
You know, for some reason, I want him to have a mic now. just to hear the magnifying course of boos that fill the arena, and then I would literally tweet out that moment and go, "There's you a fucking heel. There is you a fucking heel.
There's your top heel. End of story."
And people want to say Tommaso Ciampa's a heel. Tommaso Ciampa still gets pops for some of his moves. And he turned on Johnny Gargano. He turned on Johnny Wrestling. And of course, with Mauro Ranallo on commentary, that makes NXT even better. And Nigel, hell, even Percy Watson actually compliment him really good. That is a solid commentary team.
Okay. I'm going to say this, and no one take this the wrong way, please. In a 3-man booth, there's always one extra guy that can always be gotten rid of.
Percy Watson's that guy, yes.
Percy's that guy. On SmackDown, it's Tom Phillips. Byron's entertaining.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be in any kind of good graces with WWE, I dare not call Tom Phillips skull fag. If you read in between that,
yeah,
I will say I will only call him that once, but I'll numb it down and call him Skeletor for the next one.
Anyway, and on Raw, it's Michael Cole. On Raw, it's Michael Cole. It's always been Michael Cole. And the main reason it's Michael Cole.
My!
It's boss time. Anyway, the point I'm making here is Michael Cole would not be that bad if he did not have a 60-something-year-old man screaming in his ear exactly what to say.
You know what you got there. Yeah, make Roman look strong. Yo, give him, spit out catchphrases. Spit out their nickname. Give him phrases. But I've already done that like 1,000 times tonight. Are you sure you want me? Yes. God damn it. Okay, yes.
Buzzword. Ow.
Okay, sir. Okay. All of a sudden,
the buzzwords.
Exactly. Hey, it's okay.
I love doing a Vince impression.
I'm loving this. This is fine. This is awesome.
I love doing Vince impressions. Okay, so week 2 NXT. This week's NXT.
the look Dark Angel just gave me. But I guess with that, A+ match, and as I quote it, like JR, by God, what a match. We go to WWE NXT from August the 29th.
From Full Sail University.
Yes, from Full Sail University, of course.
They're back in Florida.
Did not forget that detail. Which, by the way, I could end up in Florida at some point in the future with the little angel wing hanging. That's where they're based out of. Anyway, yeah, she has a thing about me potentially doing that tryout thing. Though I would just be happy if WWE were to acknowledge me and maybe give me a few grand. But I'll settle. I'll find a way. I'm a Massey. Breaking kayfabe, I'm a Massey, so I'll find a way. But we go to NXT from August the 29th from Full Sail University. And we start things off with Johnny Gargano, who comes down on a crutch, feeling let down. He caused himself, basically his rage cost him that match against Tommaso Ciampa on their last man standing match for the NXT title in Brooklyn. And he's saying, boss, has that emotion about him. You can clearly tell Tommaso Ciampa's in his head, and says he wants to be better for everybody and himself. And William Regal comes out, and he actually asked him about attacking Aleister Black. Did you attack Aleister Black? Oh, by the way, a little shout out to William Regal for the manga thing back in the day.
That's not funny.
It's not funny. It's funny to those who know. You'll get a chuckle out of that if you mention it to a wrestling fan at least once.
If you're going to do Regal,
your manga,
you have to be a bit like this. You have to be willing to look at someone and go, "Did you attack Aleister Black?"
Why do you sound British?
Because
William Regal's British, and I'm really good at accents.
Gargano, basically, he doesn't out front tell him no, but he basically does tell him no. It's, look into my eyes. You'll see the answer. And William Regal's just like, if your mango is still alive, I would put you.
If your mango is still alive.
I digress from the manga. God rest his soul. May he rest in peace.
God rest Eddie.
William Regal had the best way of saying his name.
You manga.
Well, this brought out, of course, we mentioned him earlier, Patrick Clark, known as the Velveteen Dream, of course. And like I said, he just plain gets it, man. He's really come into his own. And he provokes Johnny Gargano, and Gargano, I love how he plays it off, because he's just like, the doctor just gave me this crutch to take some pressure off my knee, but I'm good. He throws the crutch at Velveteen Dream, and William Regal's like, no, we're not going to take this. You into my office, you into the back. We're going to have a match next week. We'll get to Nikki Cross.
Oh, fuck.
We'll get to Nikki Cross, but that gets us to our first match, Dakota Kai versus Aaliyah. And apparently Aaliyah is now like this edgy heel type character. I guess she turned heel a few weeks back.
She turned heel roughly 2 weeks ago. Baszler paid her off to rough up not Dakota Kai, but Kairi Sane.
Oh, so Baszler pulled a DiBiase. I got you. And Aaliyah has found comfort in this role. I'm assuming she seems to play it pretty naturally. I'm not exactly sure if in other promotions she's been more of a face or more of a heel, but it seems like for right now she's doing a fairly decent job at portraying a heel. But in the end, the face Dakota Kai actually managed to knock her off anyway. It was a really good match, and I gave it a B.
And that's, again, I can agree with you there. It's a B. It's not Bayley versus Sasha Banks 30-woman Iron Man match A level, but it's definitely B plus area.
Yeah, I would say so. And not really many notes in this match. This match seemed seemed fairly fast paced for the most part. I didn't really have much of any notes other than the results myself and the match grade I got it. I was thoroughly enjoying through it all, but nothing really noteworthy there. And even for NXT, even if you don't really have any notes, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad match. I mean, like we were saying earlier, even your average matches in NXT tend to end up with a B rating or at lowest a C, unless it's just like an absolute squash. which even a D match can be fun to watch. At least in NXT. And then we got Velveteen Dream. He's proven innocent, of course, and he's like all suave as usual. And then Blake. It was Blake,
oh my
right?
God, we had a Wesley Blake sighting.
I know, right? A wild Blake appeared, and I'm not. I can't remember the name of his partner, so you'll have to refresh me.
Buddy Murphy, he's on 205. Buddy Murphy, he's on 205.
That's not Buddy Murphy with him.
Oh yeah, those two split up.
He's got a new tag team partner. Yeah. Now I don't know that guy. I can't remember that guy's name. That's my bad. But I recognize who Gunner is. And I also know he's under a different name in WWE. But I'm going to call him Gunner out of the retrospect because, come on, he's the freaking Universal Soldier, Phil Shatter, a.k.a. freaking Gunner.
Oh, I agree. To me, he'll always be Phil Shatter, and there's always going to be the story about the cheer wine. I will tell that one if you're
Shatter, I'd like to combine Gunner with it. I'll call him Phil Gunner.
I will gladly tell the cheer wine story if you're curious.
Go for it.
Okay.
I was happy to see him, and I would love to see him wrestle. Yeah.
So he back before he made it big in TNA did a lot of shows in the Charlotte area, and that's where I was living at the time.
Right.
My mother, I love my mother, made friends with Phil.
Yeah.
And Phil asked Mom if she could run to the store and pick him up some Twizzlers and some diet cheer wine in a glass bottle. It had to be a glass bottle.
Yes.
Now, here's where things get interesting. Later in the night, C.W. Anderson starts going after my mom.
Oh, no. Oh,
and
God.
Phil taps him on the shoulder, and I can read lips. And Phil whispers in his ear, "Be nice to her. She bought me diet cheer wine."
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And at this point, my whole family, we're in the front row, and we're cracking the hell up.
I'm cracked up, too.
It's like the story of my grandpa's funeral, how my grandma managed to make everyone laugh.
I actually met Shawn Michaels way back in the day, back in I want to say 98 or 99. Dude had
was a drug addicted asshole.
Yeah, he wasn't an asshole to me, but he did have a cup for spitting dip in. He was a tobacco chewer. And ironically, that's the thing I remember the most. I shook his hand, got an autograph of him. Unfortunately, it wasn't a picture. It was like one of those little blank grayed out templates of like a Raw, the Raw stage in a crowd, and he autographed his name there and stuff. It would have been better if it was like an actual picture of Michael's, but I digress.
There's a story. If we're talking,
a picture of Bret Hart somewhere. Sorry about that. I actually had a picture of Bret Hart that was autographed. I have no idea what happened to it. So chances are, once I actually get straight enough to actually buy back some wrestling memorabilia, I'm probably going to see if I can't find that photo again, and I'll just rebuy the picture. Because Bret Hart, man, he's my favorite of all time. For those who may not know, he's my favorite legend. My favorite wrestler of all time. And, it really got to take a moment right here to, express our, heartfelt sincerities, to Jim Neidhart, who passed away last month, which is about maybe 3 weeks ago now. And, send our hearts out to Natalia, the family. It's a bummer, man, and it makes it even more of a bummer when you realize that Bret Hart is the only Hart Foundation member left. But in the same breath, there is revitalized hope with this new Hart Foundation that has apparently formed with Teddy Hart, David Hart Smith, and I believe there's another Hart in there with them. And also, if you guys may or may not have known, but Flying Brian Pillman, the late great Flying Brian, actually has a son. I believe his name may have been Brian Pillman Jr. or
His name is Brian Pillman Jr. I'm friends with the guy.
Yeah, dude, I need to be friends with him too. Send him my way. But Flying Brian Pillman
I'm
Jr.
sure you'd love to hear some of the stories about Brian.
Finishing what his father started is his moniker, and I hope to see him in a WWE ring one day, or at least a New Japan ring. I want to see this guy go. I want to see this guy wrestle. I have a really good feeling that the dude is really, really good. And apparently he
I've
just
seen
recovered
him
from a knee injury.
He is.
So, yes.
I've seen the guy wrestle. Everything that you just said is the absolute truth.
Remember back when Brian Pillman Sr., now we know, his son is Junior. When Flying Brian Pillman Sr. actually had a finisher, if I'm not mistaken, one of his finishing maneuvers, he would actually springboard off the top rope, and I believe it was like a clothesline or something that he would do.
Crossbody.
A crossbody. No, I would think 10-1 that Brian Jr. does that as well. He might not, but still a great note to take.
And Brian Jr., just for the record, looks just like his daddy.
My God, does he ever look like him? I thought I was staring at the face of Brian Pillman reborn when I saw a picture of him. I'm like, good God. I don't take, as a guy that creates wrestlers, I pay attention to great, I spend most of my time on 2K actually creating wrestlers to try and put on a show that never gets put out because I might as well just be a developer developing these games because I never really get to enjoy the fruits of the labor for more than, maybe a couple of months at most. That's because I take great detail. So as a guy that takes great detail, I actually, if somebody's on my roster, I will actually, it may look like I'm checking them out, but I'm studying their features so I can actually get their looks, highly detailed, accurate, and correct.
Yeah.
And some people may see that as very weird. I call it being, observant, because a true creator, wants to be observant of all things. They want to have an open mind, all that stuff. This is going to help. It'll help in the long run. So, I saw this and I'm like, Jesus Christ. If I had a thing to have real wrestlers on my roster outside of what I've been doing, I would bring Flying Brian Jr. in. Because that man.
And here's the thing. I could very easily start a GoFundMe and have a wrestling company within the next 3 years. The first person I would sign would be Brian Pillman Jr.
I would hope you would sign me as well.
Oh, it goes Flying Brian, Josh Collins, then you.
I'll take third then. Fine. Firestar Hart will be third. I don't know if I'll be able to be Firestar Hart or not. Though. I don't know. That might be a thing. But considering, shameless plug, that it is my namesake now, maybe I could be. And Brett will just be kind enough to take me in once he discovers there's a Hart on the scene that's ironically in no relation.
Well, he took in Lionheart.
Man, I freaking love Brett, and I would love to actually meet up with him again and just dude, so I would love to have like a down to earth conversation with him. Just tell him like, dude, I have all these goals and aspirations. I want to be okay enough to accomplish them all, dude. Like, let's do something. And dude, I could listen to Brett tell stories all day long, and I'm sure he'd even be cool enough to have me interview him for it. But just meeting but even if not, just getting to meet him, and sit down and have a conversation with him, that would be awesome.
One of the guys that I could listen to tell stories all day is Tony freaking Schiavone.
Schiavone.
Have you listened to his podcast?
Oh my God. As a guy that listens to Chris Jericho's podcast, more so the Stone Cold podcast, and as far as music goes, which we might actually, we could start doing that as well at some point in time. I listen to the Rock and Metal Combat podcast. Those are incredible shows, and I've been meaning to have Tony Schiavone on.
Dude, you need to. He does like riff commentary on WCW events now.
When the hell did you get sidetracked?
Oh no! This is what happens. Wrestling gets with wrestling and stuff like that. We went from, but yeah, we did jump a little off with the stories, didn't we?
We did. We were on.
We were on Blake and Gunner.
Blake and Gunner.
And I called the other guy company because I'm sorry, but I need a refresher on who the hell he is.
Gunner is like Jackson something in NXT now.
Okay, Gunner. Yeah. Okay. And then
I can't remember for the life of me who the other guy was.
I was reading up on the Wikipedia the other day, and it told me who.
As much as you're like being sidetracked, you're fucked in the game.
We are.
I'm tired. Get this over with.
But we got them on there, and then we go to they actually get a tag match next week. So I'll actually once we tune in, I'll actually get to hear about who that guy is. Unless somebody wants to comment, down below. EC3, he got struck by Lars Sullivan. Lars, we come back to NXT. Nikki Cross is in the office, going completely AWOL.
Look, if we're gonna talk about Nikki Cross, I gotta be blunt. Nikki Cross was not going AWOL. Nikki Cross was doing what Nikki Cross does and going fucking batshit.
Yeah, all right, there you go, batshit. William Regal's just looking on like.
William Regal's looking at her like she's the mob robbing his train.
He doesn't know what to do. He's just like, I don't know what to do. like he's got that I'm so high right now, I have no idea what's going on look on his face. I mean,
he's got that. Nikki, I want to help you, but I'm fucking terrified.
William Regal, dude. He sold that with golden premise. And then Bianca Belair came in saying she deserves a title shot and whatnot. And the whole time, Nikki's just still acting like a nut. And William Regal. And then we get Lars Sullivan coming out to the ring, and poor Raul Mendoza. I actually inboxed Mr. Robert Patron Monaco about this RPM or the Suicide Messiah, as some in the CAW wrestling community know him as. I told him, I said, "Hey, look, it's RM. Hi, get it? RM. There you go, Robert." And Robert he started laughing. And then, of course, this. That meant EC3 versus Raul Mendoza was going to be canceled. And then Lars sends Raul on a freak accident.
There are. Let me preface this by saying I'm 6'3" and 290. There are very few people who make me nervous.
Lars
Sullivan makes me nervous.
Yes, I don't want to be on his bad side or even in the same room with him at that. And I'm a pretty hefty guy, you know. In character, I'm 6'2", 242, I believe, and out of character, I'm 5'8", and actually weigh probably about the same. But you know, I'm actually working right now on getting all that worked over. It's going okay, but yeah, Lars is a freak accident waiting to happen, and he even said everything straight up as, "Mention my name, destroy you." Better not say my name or I'll destroy you. This dude's like one of those monsters where you say his name in the mirror 3 times and he's coming for your ass.
Dude, we need to test that theory.
I'm not going to test it. AJ, you go test it.
Damn.
I'll go test it.
If you don't make it back, I guess I'll know to do the rest of the episode by myself. I'll finish it off strong. Just going, I'm sure he'll be back next time.
If I don't come back, I probably got slammed through my own sink. If I don't come back, I got freak accident and through my own sink. That's what happened.
half a face. Half a face next time you see. What the hell happened? It's a freak accident.
Lars Sullivan happened.
Yeah, Lars Sullivan happened. It was a freak accident.
So Lars destroys Raul Mendoza and EC3 in the same night, and then we go on to this is why I need to keep Tommaso Ciampa, the most hated man in NXT.
Yes. Good promo. It was like a silent killer type promo. He was low, low on volume when he delivered it, but you could still understand him.
What I got from it was very much a Jake the Snake Roberts vibe, where Jake would start the promo really low and stay low until it got absolutely necessary, and then his voice would go up.
Yes.
It was very Jake the Snake-esque.
I like Jake's little seductiveness too when he starts putting those psychological questions into your head and he just goes, "Trust me," or "Do you trust me?" And all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, once you're in that ring, boom, DDT and Damien. Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake. He was the man. He really was. It's good to see him at a healthier. I'm gonna guess he's at a healthier point in life. Thanks to DDP Yoga, of course. Big props to Diamond Dallas Page for getting these people together and actually, working on healing them and all that stuff.
But post Ciampa, post great promo by Ciampa.
Yes, great, definitely great promo by Ciampa. And that brings us to our next match. Limitless Keith Lee versus Luke Menzies, and I'm not that the match was an A. I'm rating Limitless Keith Lee an A.
So I take it you have taken the time to bask in his glory.
I am basked big time in his glory. This dude. I mean, this dude was insanely awesome. He's 330 pounds, and this dude did a fucking Hurricane Rana. Hurricane Rana.
I was talking to my dad about
on that.
I was talking to my dad about Keith Lee the other day. He's like, dude is incredibly athletic. Like, I never expected a 300+ pound man to throw a drop kick.
No kidding. And not to mention, and now with this Hurricane Rana. And that power bomb, that limitless power bomb, freaking Luke Menzies sold that like a champ too, and the
Did he bounce?
just bounced him right up off the mat. Great stuff, and the mannerisms, Keith just and get that little smirk. I mean, didn't even need the eyebrow, but dude, straight up immediately from there reminded me of a very freaking bulky, like an even bulkier version of The Rock, and The Rock's a bulky dude.
Yeah.
Rock's what, maybe 275 pounds of nothing but jacked muscles now, and he's always been billed as roughly 275 or somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
Maybe less. But now he's definitely there, and I mean, Rock, he's a muscular dude. I hear he eats like 24 pancakes or something like that for breakfast, and he works it all off. It is, but Rock eats it.
I wouldn't eat that much, but maybe 2 or 3, but 24 pounds worth? No thanks.
He manages to chow it all down, and and he works it all off with like a 5-mile jog a day and stuff like that. And Keith Lee looks like he hardly has a massive fat on him. I mean, you can see dude clearly has a 6-pack as well. He's a bulky version of The Rock. I also gave him another nickname of Super Rock because dude's awesome, and he does the pounce as well. That's a shape of Monty Lee or Marcus Corbin, whatever you call him. Monty Brown. My bad on that. I don't know why I called him Monty. But see, that's what Keith Lee does to you. Makes you bask in his glory. Keith Lee makes you bask in his glory, and that's exactly what he did. Great match. I rate what Keith Lee did alone as an A. That was enough to give the match an A for me.
The match itself, I'll say, was a B.
Yes.
Keith Lee's performance was an A, an A+.
Yes. Keith Lee's performance, A+. Match, considering it did not go back and forth, yes. Keith Lee, A+. So, there you go. We have 2 separate ratings on that right there. Match B, Keith Lee, A+. And if he keeps bringing it the way he does, he's going to be an NXT champion. And
that's a good
day. I bet Keith Lee could be WWE champion.
Keith Lee could be the first ever black WWE champion.
I think so. And they really need to keep him protected. Make sure he stays consistent. Keep him motivated. And I believe Keith Lee, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Keith Lee's not going to have a problem with that at all. So, very, very good stuff. I even went back and watched his NXT debut a couple weeks ago through that big old drop kick that you were talking about. And he did a different finisher in that match. That was awesome. His performance there was also an A. So Keith Lee, very, very high-profile dude. NXT needs to be on the lookout for him, definitely, because I think he's going to rise up. He's going to definitely hold a title, I believe, during his NXT tenure. And I believe he can make it to the top. He's got it. He's got the goods. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have mic skills as well, if he doesn't already.
I absolutely agree. I don't know if you watched his pre-match promo before his debut.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
He's already got the mic skills. That was probably one of the more inspirational promos I've ever heard.
Yeah, dude's also a natural babyface, I believe. Don't ever turn him heel. Don't ever turn him heel. And if you do, make the Limitless thing a heel thing as well. Limitless can be both face and heel, but Keith Lee seems so inspirational that I think he's just a natural babyface from that standpoint. And with the Limitless thing, it does work, but I could see something with a Limitless heel persona if they ever decided, by God, we're going to turn him heel. He could be, I'm limitless, but you all have shown that you have limits. Something like that.
Something to the whole straight edge means I'm better than you thing.
Pretty much, because I'm limitless, I'm better than you. And honestly, dude truly is limitless. So it fits, sure. Now that brings us, I believe, to our final
Main
match.
event of the evening.
Yes, the main event of the evening. The Undisputed Era, I believe that is Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong.
Yes.
Yes. Bobby Fish out with an injury, if I'm correct. Yes.
Adam Cole busy doing something else tonight.
Yes, Adam Cole, something else, versus Ricochet, which is the new global champion. American champion, I'm sorry. But still, I think it could be considered a global champion as well. And United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne. Ironically, the United Kingdom Championship Pete Dunne holds is called the WWE United Kingdom Championship, whereas after this whole brand launched, the United Kingdom Women's Championship did not get that same measure. Instead, it got named the NXT UK Women's Champion. But who am I to say that the brand shouldn't match the name? But hey, that just gives me to me, with it not doing that, it just gives me the whole grandfather to in idea. So just a minor little nitpick, but still, Pete Dunne, UK champion, legendary as always, and obviously an amazing match. I gave the match an A as well.
A+ for me.
Yes, A+. That I don't think I have to really throw around the pluses too much for you guys to really get what we're talking about here. But
I don't think we have to say much about this match, really. I think, honestly, words would not do it justice. I think the best thing for everyone to do is to go watch it. Go however you watch your WWE, because I do not judge. Go watch this match.
Definitely. And after the match, this is what we need to talk about. After the match, Pete Dunne, backstage, like after all that, we'll come back to what happened in the ring here in a moment. But pointing out real quick that they actually had a segment up on YouTube afterwards where Pete Dunne and Ricochet were blaming each other for the loss. Just seems like a natural way to possibly set up a future match between the two. Good for me. That'll definitely be an instant classic right there.
Well, and again, I'm not going to give spoilers here, but rumor and innuendo is pointing to a title for title match.
Yes, that would be awesome as well. And the other thing that happened afterwards was the War Raiders actually came out. You may know the War Raiders formerly as War Machine, I do believe. Look at old Hyde over there yawning his ass off. Hey, look at me, I'm fighting the tide.
It's 3 a.m.
Yeah. It's 3 a.m. This time. Okay.
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Boom! RKO out of nowhere on the sleeping giant. Well, we're gonna be getting out here in a little bit anyway, but we will. We did say this was great stuff altogether. And by the way, the War Raiders actually had laid them out at Takeover as well. So that actually concludes NXT. But
let me go get the card for All In.
as Hyde goes and grabs his card, we did say we were going to run down All In as quick as we possibly can, because this is what the topic is for today. I also need a timestamp so I know not to be late to watch the event on however I can.
Again, however you choose to watch, I do not judge.
I might watch.
It's going to be worth a watch.
Because I just like freaks. But the all in card, dude, is stacked.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think Flip Gordon will do something at All In?
Okay, here's the deal. Cody came out during the weigh-in and press conference today. I don't know if you watched that.
I did not catch that. I caught a little glimpse of it on YouTube. I'm actually subscribed to Cody now on YouTube, so that's awesome. He's got his fans on there on his channel, and his fans are now dubbed as the Nightmare Family. I think that's pretty cool. The logo's really nice as well. Nice to see, each member of the Bullet Club kind of branching out, having their own YouTube channel. Even the Gorillas of Destiny have their own YouTube channel. So that's really awesome. I've started to become pretty religious on New Japan stuff, especially Bullet Club stuff. And All In is really something that has me intrigued. Looking forward to it. I've looked forward to this show more than most of any show throughout the year, really. So I am really excited to be tuning in.
Okay, I've got the card.
I actually watched Dominion in its entirety as well when Kenny Omega won the World Heavyweight title from Kazuchika Okada. And by the way, that was an instant classic. That match gets an A+ for me. There's no arguing about it. Kenny Omega outlasting Okada. Go watch it if you haven't.
All right, All In card. Starting off the night on the pre-show, the Briscoe brothers, Jay and Mark, versus two members of SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, in a tag match.
Oh, hell yes. The Briscoes, dude. For any of our CRW viewers or EFED viewers, Gunnar Frost, a.k.a. Judas Messiah, and we're not talking about the Judas Messiah that pops up in that WSW. As far as I'm concerned, he's a fake. I'm not saying dude behind the profile is a fake or a bad guy or anything. No. I'm saying that's the fake Judas Messiah, and the one that I know of from CRW is the real deal. His character rep is Jay Briscoe. And I've loved the Briscoes for a long time. Big fan of Jay. Big fan of Mark. Love that team. Love this area. Scorpio Sky. I hear awesome things. Haven't seen a lot, but I know he's good. And of course, you got Christopher Daniels too, dude. And so I'm guessing, but if I'm paying attention enough, I'm gonna say Scorpio Sky is that guy that's been hanging out with Kazarian and Christopher Daniels into being the Elite.
You are correct.
I knew it. So see, now I need it. But yeah, they have that whole "this is the worst town I've ever been to" thing down, and they're always just like SCU. It's fun.
I've got SCU in this.
So you believe they're gonna win it over the Briscoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is possible. I'm probably gonna go with you on that prediction too. Though I would love if the Briscoes won. I kind of have a feeling that Christopher Daniels will probably be at ringside, and I'm pretty certain he might play a factor.
Okay. Second match.
I will go with him.
Second match on whatever they're calling the pre-show. I think it's like 0 hour or something.
Yeah.
Over budget battle royal, 15-person battle royal to determine the number one contender to the ROH World Championship.
I'm gonna have to go with Colt Cabana. I believe he's in there.
He is. My winner is gonna be Punishment Martinez.
I'm gonna say Colt Cabana just because I have a belief that he could go on. I believe the winner also goes on later that night to challenge Jay Lethal for the ROH title.
Yes.
All right. Well, if anything is to believe, according to something I've understood, it is my belief that Colt Cabana is not only going to win the Battle Royal, but go on to defeat Jay Lethal later on for the ROH World title. So Colt Cabana could be walking out a winner tonight in my book.
Okay.
Not more than just one sentence.
Opening the main card.
Okay.
Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr.
That's opening? I thought that was like semi-main event.
According to the match card I'm looking at, that's opening.
Oh, wow. Well, what a way to set it in with the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Maybe Kenny actually suggested that himself. But, I mean, no matter the position on the card, that's going to be an instant classic. And everybody already knows I'm going with Kenny Omega over Pentagon.
And I'm going with my boy Pentagon here.
Well, I mean, I know you're going to go with Pentagon, and I'm sure Pentagon has Cero Miedo, but Kenny Omega is going to show Cero Miedo on Pentagon, and he's going to drop him a one-winged angel. Guarantee you, we are going to see that in the match, no matter who. We will see a one-winged angel, see a V-trigger, and I'm gonna say this match. I don't know. It depends on the timestamp that they have for the entire event. No matter however long they have. Let's say this match will probably go at least 15 to 20 minutes. And so, what's our next match on the card?
Ring of Honor World Title match: Jay Lethal versus Over Budget Battle Royal winner.
Well, I already pretty much gave my prediction on that. I do like Jay Lethal, but apparently whether the rumors were proven false, weren't they?
What about his supposed harassing of what her name is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all proven that
was proven false.
Yeah.
Now even though it's proven false, and I'm happy for Jay Lethal on that, I still have a feeling Jay Lethal is going to lose here, just to give that Chicago crowd a good feeling. And that's actually that. It's not the news source that makes me want to go with Colt Cabana. It is actually that the fact that it is in Chicago, and Colt Cabana's their other hometown boy, outside of rumored to be appearing CM Punk. So I think Colt can win. Colt can win it here to give him, give the crowd that real good
feeling. Next match is a Fatal 4-Way Women's match.
Oh, we are having hides choking on a hide.
Madison Rayne versus Britt Baker versus Chelsea Green versus Tessa Blanchard.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I've got Tess.
I would say Tess too, because like her she's the one that's coming in that has the legacy, and I'm gonna say legacy counts.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Tessa Blanchard. I mean, Madison Rayne, obviously no slouch. And I'm sure the other two, Chelsea Green, I'm sure they're no slouch as well. So, but Tessa Blanchard, she's got that, I believe she's got that bright rising star aspect to her. That's what's going to edge.
Next is Chris Daniels versus Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell.
I'm going Chris Daniels here.
Well, okay, maybe, but I the reason why I initially say, which I could change to Christopher Daniels, but we do gotta disagree on something. So, but the reason I do say Stephen Amell is because of the history him and Cody have.
Okay.
And so that could lead to the booking decision. And everybody in the party, maybe agree that Diero, Stephen Amell, is a win here. Now, I'm sure Stephen Amell has talent in that ring. I'm not sure what he's become since then or if he's still just acting, but I'm pretty sure he knows how to go out there and get it done. And for Chris Daniels to even put him over, that would be awesome.
Rey Mysterio, Phoenix, and Bandito versus the Golden Elite, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Kota Ibushi.
I believe that's the main event, isn't it?
Nope.
No. Rumor has it that was going to be. That was a rumor. I watched some Cultaholic earlier, but
I've got the Golden Elite here.
That match for first of all, it's stacked, and yes, I'm also going with the Golden Elite. I'm straight swiping Bullet Club tonight.
Joey Janela versus Hangman Page in a Chicago street fight. This one's gonna get bloody.
I'm gonna go with Joey Janela because of what Hangman Page did to Joey Ryan in the Being the Elite show.
I'm gonna go with Hangman Page here.
You're gonna go with Hangman Page?
Mm-hmm.
He could. Okay, yeah, I just kind of sort of retracted my last statement. Yeah, I do kind of got to go with Hangman Page. But I think Joey Janela is going to show some good shit.
Kazuchika Okada versus the villain, Marty Scurll. I got to go Okada here.
Being the Elite has kind of built up Marty Scurll winning. With the way they're building, it kind of seems like they're going with giving Marty the rub here. And it could be. I'm gonna float in between on here. I'll be happy with either or. Now, yeah. I will say, if Kenny Omega were to lose to Pentagon, I kind of would have a feeling it would be because of Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Tama Tonga's booked for All In.
In your main event at All In, for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, Nick Aldis takes on Cody Rhodes.
This is where Nick Aldis loses that NWA Championship.
I agree.
Cody Rhodes, I think, is going to get it. I really would have loved to see Gunner, or not Gunner, but Crimson actually had a title shot a few months back. I would have loved, even if it was just for like a week or two, to get Nick Aldis back on the road in another reign. I would have loved to see Crimson have a world title run for it, so, because I love Crimson growing. I love Crimson as I was coming up through my teens when he was in TNA and stuff like that. But I would have loved to see him.
Have you looked at who the commentators, ring announcers, referees, and interviewers are for this show?
I have, but feel free to go ahead and.
It's a rather interesting commentary booth. Don Callis, Excalibur, Timmy Baltimore, Ian Riccaboni.
Dude, that is a commentary team.
Ring announcers, Justin Roberts and Bobby Cruz. Referees, Earl Hebner, Jerry Lynn, Paul Turner, Rick Knox, and the chubby bastard, Todd Sinclair. I will explain the chubby bastard thing at another time.
Did you say Jerry Lynn?
Yes, I said Jerry Lynn.
As in ECW legend Jerry Lynn?
As in ECW legend Jerry Lynn, yes.
Oh my God. So is he like an official referee now of the business or what?
Yeah.
My God, he retired to referee. All right. Now WWE hire Jerry Lynn after all this and bring him back as a referee.
And interviewers Alicia Atout and Sean Mooney.
I'm down with that.
What interests me here is Justin Roberts will be announcing his first major wrestling show in years.
That's true because Justin Roberts has been going from WWE for at least a couple of years now.
2012.
He was gone. Justin Roberts was released that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
God, good God Almighty. Well, you know what? Congratulations to Justin Roberts for landing this. Cody Rhodes obviously showing the guy some respect there.
Yeah.
Now, Cody Rhodes, this whole all-in built-up, Cody Rhodes has, well, he was a heel for a minute there during that little Kenny Omega feud, but then completely to get and I know why he flipped too, because he went back into promoter mode like his father.
And
Cody
here's
Rhodes
the thing.
be like a super cool guy to his fans. I mean, as far as to go to pay for this dude to make it to All In after getting a ticket to helping another dude out, dude, I could have probably hit Cody Rhodes. I could have probably managed to somehow get through to Cody on Twitter by mentioning him a couple of times, and he probably would have given me like $1,000.
Nah, he probably would have just paid for you to watch All In on Fight.
Probably. Either that. Hey,
Or bought you Honor Club for the year. I don't know.
I can only imagine. Or, hey, Cody, my light's going to get shut off, and I won't be able to watch All In again. Pay my lights for me. One of those little jokes. But Cody. But the bottom line of that is, all jokes aside, the bottom line for this was Cody Rhodes being a wicked awesome dude to those fans that have shown the respect in helping sell out All In. And the bottom line is, I'm looking forward to the show tonight. When is showtime? So I know.
Just a second. I'm going to go check the Fight app.
All right. What up, folks? Okay, so we got right coming back. There he is. There's AJ right there.
Starts at 7.
Starts at 7. All right, that was actually about the time I was expecting. So 7 o'clock p.m. tonight, folks. Now that is Eastern, I do believe, right?
That is Eastern.
All right, so 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. That would be 6 o'clock Central, and
5 Mountain and 4 Pacific.
Yeah, 4 Pacific. So be sure, folks, to whether you caught this live, whether you caught this in post-production, or even if you didn't catch it at all, be sure to go watch All In tonight. Won't want to miss it, and you're not going to regret watching the show. And we will be back later on, if not after the event tonight, probably tomorrow or somewhere along in there, to review All In. We will definitely try to get this out as fast as possible for you guys. And I do want to apologize for the NXT reviews being somewhat late. Just a lot of business had come up.
Business scheduling conflicts.
Yeah, business and scheduling conflicts. But the bottom line is, we got them out to you, so we're caught back up, good to go. So be sure to follow us and subscribe for more, as long as circumstances are allowing. We will be able to bring this to you. And if anybody wants to do a thumbnail for these videos, unless I manage to find enough time somehow during my hectic schedules to do them, because I'm having to incorporate some Twitch stuff and other things into it. It's been crazy, people. I'm trying to do a lot to get a lot out for you guys. But yeah. Hopefully. But yeah. If anything permits us, have all that out for you guys, and hanging strong. So just stay tuned, and we'll see what we come up with. And we hope you guys have been enjoying all this. For one more time for the road, if you haven't done it already, subscribe to us, follow us on the links below and all that stuff. You can even check him out on Facebook right there, and I'm sure he'll advertise himself right there. AJ Bright. And whenever he launches his YouTube channel, you can go subscribe to him and all that good stuff. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
It's still real to me, damn it!
Well,
why is that was coming?
Well, let me cue sitcom entrance here. Oh, for the love of wrestling. Yeah, special shout out to you guys in the group. So you guys that are in that for the love of wrestling group, come watch us. Come watch us for the love of wrestling. That's right. For the love of wrestling, Johnny. But anyways, guys, we thank you for being a part of the Deadly Saints Nation right here on the Firestar Heart YouTube channel. Dark Angel's got some streams that she's starting to plan for the future. So she's going to be going live on Twitch. Guardian Angel 223163. I swear I'm not going to remember that by heart all the time. But you can even follow me on Twitch, on the Twitch Pools, Firestar Heart, and of course,
You're going to ask for my Twitch channel again.
Yeah.
What Twitch channel? Guardian Angel 2231.
I'm amazed you can remember right there. But anyways, guys, we hope you enjoyed all this. I'm sure
Sequence numbers, and I can't even remember my own anniversary.
Ours is October 11th, 2017.
Did you remember that, Phil?
Yes. In fact, I've been the one that remembers it every month around the 11th. Hey, look, it's another month anniversary.
Good answer.
Yes, I know. Good answer. But after we reach a year, we'll just go to counting it every year.
AJ, I'm in love with the guy. Fucking smack the me anytime he messes up.
You heard it here, folks.
I don't play alone.
Now we are off to get some rest and stuff. We're gonna rest up. We're gonna rest up for All In.
I'm ready.
Dark Angel's ready to rest. I'm going to get CJ Hart his screenshots and lay down. And well, Hyde is already laying down.
I'm already laying down, but I'm probably not going to sleep because insomnia is a motherfucker.
Insomnia is.
No, it's not that me and Firestar have. It's the fact that he's always busy with work.
Yeah. I work late, and then I sleep till about 9 or 10 at the earliest.
Sometimes.
Or sometimes 12 or 1.
Yeah.
I don't know this because I don't know when you get up before me because I'll wake up like a minute. So you get up and then I go back to sleep.
Yeah, I know. Also, heat exhaustion in Virginia has been a bitch lately, but next week seems like we're good for some cool weather.
Lower
So
60 bucks, lower 60, thank God.
cross fingers and pray for us that we manage to hold on to the interweb so we can be here via the power of the internet to bring you more content.
If that will work.
And on a side note, I am working on putting together a podcast, which I would love to have Phil on.
Hey!
And you, Angel.
But.
We're demonetized. We're just demonetized. We're not going to get any better.
Need something to know the message. Shut up.
Oh, we're super demonetized.
We are super
You
demonetized.
don't like that S word.
To quote Mikey Whiplash this week on ICW, fuck the rules.
I thought it was the revival.
What?
I thought it was
We're
1,
just-
2, 3. Fuck the revival.
Oh, by the way, folks, enjoy your Labor Day weekend.
Yes, enjoy your Labor Day weekend too.
Absolutely enjoy your Labor Day weekend. If you're in Chicago and you just happen to be at the Sears Center, enjoy StarCast and enjoy All In.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say the S word, but I couldn't help it.
Pray for Angel. She's in a weekend.
5.
Yeah, it's not the best, but
Because on the second Sunday is 5 years since a friend of mine.
yeah.
Yeah, all the prayers I can get, especially for the 5th. 3 years since churches. So it's gonna be a rough weekend, but this guy is going to.
Yeah. We're gonna solve all those problems and rounding out wrestling. Because wrestling just can't seem to take a day off during the week, which means we don't take time off either.
Or in this case, I might be streaming some Final Fantasy on my own Twitch channel.
Yes. It'll be your first stream, so
Here's the
we'll get to it.
while we're on the subject of wrestling and it never taking a day off, wrestling brings people together, man.
It does. It really does.
It really
Here's why
or not. The people who don't love wrestling, you're missing out.
Exactly. Like people who are non-wrestling fans, you're missing out on being in like the best club in the world.
Yeah, folks, I just got into wrestling like last year, thanks to this guy over here.
Oh yeah, my goofball of a girlfriend who's absolutely amazing just got into wrestling right before she got with me.
Oh, brother, best believe schooling will happen. I will
Oh, I already showed her the Hard Times promo.
I will lay down with her, let her watch just a few hours of WWE Network.
Oh, I already showed her the Hard Times promo, dude. The Hard Times is when a man been working a job for 30 years
Please
and
do
they give him a watch
y'all's prayers.
and they kick him in the butt and say, "Sorry, baby, a computer replaced you."
I don't know.
I do a damn good Dusty.
The German. That's not
Well, you heard it here for Cat Daddy. Be sure to join back with us in the next episode if you don't want to suffer a hard time.
I don't know what he's trying to impersonate, but
It's Dusty Rhodes.
The
Later,
American Dream. Dusty Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is the son of
Who's
the
Cody
American
Rhodes?
Dream. The guy that made All In possible.
I don't know who that is.
You'll find out who he is tonight.
I don't know.
Oh, by the way, Phil.
Prayers, be prayers.
My girlfriend wants a Young Bucks t-shirt.
Wants a Young Bucks t-shirt.
Too sweet.
Well, they have the legit merchandise store. Too sweet.
They have them at Hot Topic too.
Here's gonna make me a t-shirt soon.
Yes. There's going to be way more lines than I can count that will probably be coming. So be on the lookout for those.
And Mr. Tornado.
Yes.
And just for the record, my personal favorite shirt on the Firestar Heart store is the Ryu Hadoken Club shirt. If you can get one, you absolutely need to get one.
He's got 3 shirts of his.
And if you guys are Omega Saint enough, you can pick up this Bullet Club inspired Firestar Heart t-shirt.
The American Saint. 4th of July. Is it
Now, the reason why this is perfectly fine, because I can almost guarantee Bullet Club don't have a problem with people having takes on their logos. And if you guys actually look closely, this has eyes. and they are Saints symbols. They are
Fleur-de-lises. They're fleur-de-lises.
Yes, sir. They are Saint fleur-de-lises.
He's even got a purple one.
Yes, a purple one. And a 4th of July.
That new one from Street Fighter.
Yep.
On a side note, you need to get a green one and put Corbin Hyde at the bottom. I promise you.
Corbin Hyde.
I promise you, the first thing I'm doing is picking that shirt up.
Well, we will talk. We will talk design.
All right.
Design. We will come up with something. We'll see how quick we can get the work in to put it out.
And I'll be helping.
And I'll work with you on pricing.
All right.
But on that note, people, enough about pushing merchandise or how we need to get paid to do this.
Literally next week.
Because God knows we need to get paid
By the way,
to do this.
what exactly is money to you people? Because I don't even know.
I haven't seen cash in 33 years.
Money in the thousands, folks. That's. But still, I have no money now.
Phil. I haven't seen a dollar bill in 84 years.
Oh my God. People are going to be just goofing. They're just going to laugh at all this goofing off.
Goofing off. Instead of being scared about this freaking live feed, but hey, a little laughing is not going to kill anybody.
No, we got the serious stuff out of the way, at least.
Yeah. We handled all the merch plugs and the Twitch plugs and the subscriber plugs. And
at least there ain't no butt plugs.
I do have a YouTube, Dark Angel.
Am I the only one here without a YouTube? I am.
Are you?
Yeah, both.
I am the only one here without a YouTube. That's a shame.
Damn. Well, now you're on YouTube, so now you need to get a YouTube.
I'm aware.
And we gotta start making the franchise into a thing.
It's probably what I'm gonna do if I can't sleep.
Money's a ghost.
Money's just. And next thing you see money popping out of nowhere. What the hell is this?
Money's a ghost in green tint.
What the hell is this? Just money? I had never seen money in my entire life.
Oh man.
I've got this wonderful thing that's like a little piece of plastic. And I get like $25 a week.
What?
I wish we were making.
Hey. Well, hey, we're going to get there. The more people that see this comedic side of, hey, look, this, guarantee you they're going to come in.
You guys have a Patreon and a PayPal.
Yes, we do. All those links are down below in the description.
Only $1.
Oh, and follow me on Twitter at Andrew WWE97.
Darkfire Angel 95 on Twitter.
Firestar Heart on Twitter. We love all you guys for reals, for realsies. Now, just get the shares, get it all in, and we will see you guys next time right here on YouTube, Twitch, wherever the hell I end up advertising next. We'll see you there.
Hopefully it'll be Twitch.
And just so you're aware, Firestar Heart is indeed all in.
I am all in. No pull.
Why is everything he refers to just refers back to me? Firestar Heart this, Firestar Heart that.
In case you guys did not get that reference, I am all in. No pull out. No, but for real, I'm going all.
If we weren't demonetized before, we are now. So
I'm so screwed.
But maybe we'll go viral.
Possibly.
Maybe we'll get lucky and go viral.
I never I never once hear a mention of Dark Angel at any stance, unless it's in a match.
Well, they don't need to know when I go all in on that matter.
She's gonna smack the shit out of you if you don't shut the fuck
Made
up.
it. I
Made it worse.
taking all
This is me. Now
I
you're
better
watching a bright ride.
we better get out of here. These shows
Well, I
are
mean, Phil's all in. I went all in earlier tonight.
Oh, hell.
we're dead.
We're done. We're done. This is Firestar Heart. I'm Dark Angel.
Overnight.
Overnight.
And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next time. In whatever outlet we get to bring to you
We're
guys.
really demonized, apparently. I think we're just done.
Wasn't demonized.
I don't even know anymore.
I don't know anything anymore.
I'm done.
I'm losing brain cells just doing.
If you look at the time, it is almost 4.
Oh my god. We'll see you guys later, folks.